It's Thursday, and you know what that means. It is time for the Caz and Daz show, brought to you by Notch. What do they call it? The Mark of Achievement on FocusHoops, YouTube, and Facebook. Cazzy B, the queen of all things Manchester basketball, is here. Caz, how are you doing? How has your week been treating you?
I'm good. It's been a good week. Not lots of basketball, but bits of basketball. So that's okay. I think there was a day where there was no basketball at all with the NBA finals as well. So I've usually been getting something, but Monday, Tuesday, we had nothing. It was weird.
Yeah, it has been a strange one. We were talking earlier, being like, what is there to talk about on the show? Well, there are a few things. And obviously we're always welcoming your questions, your comments. You know, you can drive the bus of this show. Always welcome to do so. Get your comments in down below. Questions, anything you want. So what is on the docket today? Well, of course, the WNBA All-Star game was last night. And what a game it was. Now, Team USA is an Olympic warm-up played against Team WNBA. And of course, Team WNBA are also going to have players going to the show. Let's remind ourselves of who was in the game. For Team WNBA, there was Dewana Bonner, Liz Cambage, Kalia Copper, Dearica Hamby, Brianna Jones, Jonquel Jones. Love Jonquel Jones so much. I really missed her in the bubble. But Naja Laney, Arike Agumbawale, a.k.a. Arike the God, a.k.a. Arike the Legend, Arike VP, League MVP in the future, just basically the future of basketball as we understand it from a conceptual level. Candace Parker, Satu Sabally, Courtney Vandersloot, and Courtney Williams, who, by the way, looked like she had the best time anybody's ever had doing anything, and it made me really happy. I really like Courtney Williams. I'm beginning to trust Courtney Williams more and more with each passing day. Team USA. These players are going to the Olympics, are going to go and represent USA in the biggest show of them all. Well, is it? We'll talk about that. Ariel Atkins, Sue Bird, Tina Charles, Nafisa Collier, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Sylvia Foles, Chelsea Gray, Brittany Griner, Jewel Lloyd, Brianna Stewart, Diana Taurasi, and Asia Wilson, a.k.a. I love Asia Wilson. I will never have a bad thing to say about Asia Wilson. She was tremendous. Kaz, who went 3-16 in the last Dream game?
Courtney Williams. You were trusting her. She decided to go take Kaz's trust, throw it out the window.
Yes. Look, I really rate her. I think she's brilliant. But it's games like that, like you've just alluded to, where some of the stuff that she does is awesome, amazing, and then sometimes it just really doesn't come off. And there are the occasional head scratcher there. So that's, but I guess that's kind of what comes with being a player of her caliber, of her stature. Yeah. The ball's in her hand in the big moment and the little moments and every other moment it appears. So, yeah, firstly, again, reminder, get your comments in as to what you made of the WNBA versus Team USA in the All-Star game last night. Now, Kaz, you weren't happy with it being on a Wednesday. Do you want to talk about that quickly?
I just think it's like a showcase, isn't it? They had the 3-point contest. I don't think they had anything else, was there? Like there was no skills challenge, no rookie game. I don't want it on a Wednesday. I want it on a weekend. Put it on the showcase. Like just even, it's a spotlight, isn't it?
It is a spotlight. I have no problem with it being on a Wednesday. The MLB All-Star game was on Tuesday. The what's it called?
That should have been at the weekend.
The What's the Meduda? The home run derby was on Monday. So for me, this is just what it is. It's not a super big deal. Obviously, because I respect your point of view. Let's not get it twisted. So just break down the score. Well, firstly, Team WNBA All-Stars have a gorgeous kit, and I want that jersey a lot. That goes very high on my jersey tier list. We'll have to slap that in. It's a beautiful thing. They came out on top and kind of big, 93-85. Considering Team USA, under their various guises down the journey, have lost, twice in about 6 millennia?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's about right. Yeah, it was very clear that there was a lot of players out there who had some points to prove and some things to say to Team USA, the selectors, and all that stuff. And they said on the broadcast, who's Ryan Rucco. I really should know that guy's name. I've listened to him for years now. He made a comment in about the third quarter when the game was like in the 60s, low 70s maybe. He goes, it's in an All-Star game. Could you believe it? It's like, yes, I can, because like this is not an All-Star game like we know it. These two teams want to win, especially Team WNBA, who some of these players have had a slap in the face not being in that white uniform of Team USA. And it was now early on in the ball game, it was all Team USA. Like the opening couple of minutes before a timeout was called, that was Team USA, and they opened up a healthy advantage. It was about 11-4 at one point. But after that, Team WNBA, man, they just really came back. They were down 3 at the end of 1. They were up at the half, and then it went a little bit back and forth. But for the final, let's see, 6 minutes of the game, I think it was all Team WNBA with Team USA really scrambling to try and pull it back. Super impressive. Now, Arike Ogunbowale, you heard the intro. You know that I'm a big Arike Ogunbowale fan. And MVP of the All-Star game. She got a tiny little trophy as if it's a tennis thing, which...
What? That's the tiniest trophy I've ever seen.
It does look a bit... I don't understand, but cool. It's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. It's just a bit strange. I don't know. It looks very tennis to me, but whatever.
It does, yeah.
She was unreal. She had 1 whole rebound, 1 whole assist, and 26 points. And down the stretch in the fourth quarter, she had at least 9 points. I think there was more. She was unbelievable. Like everything she touched turned to gold. And we've seen that from Arike earlier in the season, last season. Sometimes she tries to do too much. The shot isn't dropping, but she had everything working. The inside, the up and unders, and then they're just spotting up and shooting off the dribble. Just from outside. So good. Made me so happy. Go out of your way to watch this game. If you can't watch the game, there's like a 10-minute highlights package, which is fantastic. Really worth watching. Just Arike Ogunbowale. She should be there. 10 of 18 shooting. I don't hate that. 50% from 3. I love it. 55.6% overall. +4 in the game. All bloody lovely stuff in 26 minutes. 26 points, 26 minutes. Arike efficiency. Ogunbowale. You love to see it. Hi, Caz and Daz. Sorry I can't watch the show live. I'm currently in the theatre watching ballet. That's amazing. That's wonderful. I hope you have a wonderful time, Chester, enjoying the ballet. We expect a full rundown next time. Very excited by the... I'm hoping Sky will put it on their YouTube channel. Yes, I don't know if it was broadcast on Sky. I watched it back today. I'll be perfectly frank. because I was very much asleep when this game was taking place. You know,
And would you have been if it wasn't on a Wednesday?
It's an interesting point that you make. I don't know. It depends if I'd been playing cricket the day before, bowling people out. You know how it is. A couple of other X factors on the WNBA team. Jonquel Jones, 18 points, 14 rebounds. Caz, guess how many offensive rebounds did JJ get?
7.
It was 5. It was 5, but I'm happy with that ratio. I love to see it. Who else had themselves a day? Courtney Williams, 15 points, plus 8. So one of the highest plus minuses in the game. 1 rebound, 2 assists, 2 personal fouls, 1 steal. Courtney Williams. She had a really nice steal, actually. It was kind of a lazy pass from... I can't remember who it was now. Who was it? Sylvia Fowles. Just kind of a lazy pass, and she's just like, shoop, and away she goes. It was great. It was brilliant. On Team USA, Brianna Stewart had a customary fantastic performance, 15, 6 and 3. She finished with Britt Griner, 17, 3 and 2. So really nice, efficient, 8 of 10. My goodness, it looked good. I didn't realize it was so good. 50% from the line, 1 of 2. And Sylvia Fowles, 12, 5 and 7. So really, really good stuff there from them. Brittany Griner has been having herself a bit of a year, Caz.
She's quietly having the season that everyone thought she'd have last season, I think. I still want to see her rebounding more. I want to see her play like she plays in Europe when she's playing for Ekaterinburg. But maybe she's just warming up to that. But yeah, she's having a really good season so far this year, and it's really good to see because I think last year she's admitted it probably didn't go how she wanted. She left the bubble halfway through because last year she came out and said she wanted to be an MVP in the MVP conversation, and I think she probably is this year.
She's definitely in the conversation. I think Jonquel Jones as well. Really in the conversation. I love Jonquel Jones.
Jonquel's missed 5 games so far due to the Eurobasket commitment. So I think if she doesn't miss any more, I think she's carried on. She should get it. If she misses some more, maybe it's a bit more difficult. Yeah,
I think we can discount 5 games for your national team. I'm happy to. If you are, I'm happy to overlook that.
I am. Yeah, I saw something the other day, and I'm sure it said no MVP had missed more than 3 games in recent years in this time. So say if she got an injury and missed another 3, 4, maybe that's getting too many. But 5 is okay. 5.
Yeah, I think if she does, if she stays healthy the rest of the season, plays the rest of the year, they'd have to have a really good case for not.
Maybe that they don't finish top. So if it's her and Brianna Stewart and Seattle finish top or higher, do you give it to the highest seeded, the player on the highest seeded team?
I don't know. I don't know if I can give it to Brianna Stewart. I mean, we're talking about JJ missing games. I mean, Brianna Stewart, she's causing the whole league to shut down for however long,
I don't think I've caught your reference.
It's the fact that we're having a shutdown for the league, for the Olympics. She's on the Olympic team.
Yes, sorry, yes.
Don't worry. Completely gatwicked you there.
I would so Tina Charles for me is being a real MVP, but I just think Washington's record will go against her. Yeah,
I think so. Let's have do you know what I haven't done? I haven't updated my little standings graphic. And we all know how that makes me feel when I do that. But this is an opportunity to talk about the standings. Sure, let's look at it in East-West matchups again for no good reason.
The whole thing. There is just the only reason for the East-West matchup now is that we've got the Commissioner's Cup finalists that will be the first game back after the Olympic break on the 12th. And that's
Do you understand how this works?
Oh yes, yeah, I'm all over this.
Sorry, Cazzy B. Right, go on then.
You'd love it if it had been explained from the start. So, Commissioner's Cup, certain amounts of games were played from the start of the season, and some of those counted towards the Commissioner's Cup. And whoever finished top in East and West, top of the standings in the East and West conferences after those Commissioner's Cup games, plays each other on the 12th in the final. And the prize money is $500,000. The players on the team earn $30,000 a player. The runners-up team gets $10,000 a player, and the MVP gets $5,000. So there's a lot of money involved in this.
Is that a lot of money?
$30,000 for winning a game.
It's good money. It's good money. Right, Katzenberg wouldn't get out of bed for less than. It's good. Yeah, no, it's good money.
So that'll be Connecticut and Seattle playing each other on the 12th.
Ooh. I'm going to tell you how it could be better and how it should be better, and how they've failed, they've missed a trick, and it makes me sick. It doesn't make me sick. I'm not that bothered. But really simple. Why have we got? Where is he? Hi, Darren Paul. Really simply, there should be a little play-in of the top 4 teams. Have a little Final Four weekend. How good would that be?
Yeah, that would be good. But I think the schedule doesn't work, especially with the Olympic break. So maybe that's something, because this is something they were going to try and do last year. But ways how it's going to work. They obviously couldn't do it last year in the bubble. So maybe it's something they do going forward, like tweak it, adapt it, bits like that. It wouldn't fit schedule-wise.
You could find a day. A day somewhere could be found to have a double-header thing. But yes, I think up there with All-Star, I like the idea. I'm not averse to an in-season competition. I think it'd be really cool to have a Final Four. So who would that Final Four be? Oh, look, it's the thingy-majig that we were talking about. It would be Storm, Aces, Sun, and Sky would be a Final Four.
Are they the Commissioner's Cup standings or the regular standings? Because there's different ones.
Oh.
So it would be Seattle, Minnesota in the West, and Connecticut, Chicago in the East. So all the games they're playing count towards the regular season standings, but then there's just this separate other chart that shows the winners of the Commissioner's Cup games. Does that make sense?
Oh, it would be links. Yeah. So it's absolutely the same as British ice hockey fans. You'll remember the Challenge Cup is the exact same of concept of that. Of some games count towards it, some games don't. And then what we really should have is the Final Four. So you'd have Chicago versus Seattle, Minnesota versus Connecticut, and then the winner of those two plays the next day. And these guys, they're used to doing that sort of thing. Or, even better, right? Have that on the Friday, All-Star on the Saturday, Commissioner Cup final on the Sunday. Who says no? Yeah,
that's a good one. That's quite good.
And also, if we've got this ridiculous 36-player freaking carry-on of, we're going to pick some of them for All-Star, then perfect, because you can have the teams and then you can have like the best of the rest. I don't know. Give out All-Star.
I think so.
Who needs it? I don't know.
Because this year the 3-point competition only had 4 players, not 6, and it was to do with having the least amount of people in a bubble site, essentially, in Vegas. So maybe next year we get to expand a little bit, get back to normal. That's just me. Yeah. I have nothing more to say other than that.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Let's have a... Oh, my goodness. Breaking news in the men's side of things. USA men's basketball star Bradley Beal becomes one of the first players to be ruled out of the Olympics due to COVID. Replacement to be confirmed. That is Mark Woods on Twitter at Mark Britball confirming that news. That sucks. Love Bradley Beal. Gutted. So this is the WNBA standings. Hopefully you can see that. I've stolen this from ESPN, so thank you, ESPN. And it is as it was. It's Storm, it's Aces, Connecticut, Minnesota. Those are your top 4. Caz, does anything stand out to you of how have we dove into this? Because we were talking All-Star. We'll get back to that. Caz, anything leap out to you about the WNBA standings?
I mean, I think the top 2 teams are the top 2 teams that everyone kind of expected. Again, even with the loss of players that Seattle had, not too surprising for me. I'm really pleased Minnesota seem to have got themselves together after the rough start they had, and especially with the addition of Lasia Clarendon. They've been really great in the last few games, so they're gonna. I don't think this top 4 is going to change too much. I feel like Chicago are hitting the stride a little bit, but they're still not as consistent as I think they were expecting to be.
Excuse me. Chicago 7-3, their last 10. They're on a 2-game losing skid. They're weird. I know I don't often speak in the most advanced of ways, but they're just a strange team to me this year. Like, they had that terrible start, then they knock off 7 wins in a row, and they're gassed about that, obviously. Like, oh, we're going to make history, and then they lose immediately, and they've stayed losing. So they're a very strange team. They're at 500. What do we think of New York Liberty?
I think so. They're struggling without Natasha Howard. They're really struggling inside because they just don't have anyone big to go up against the likes of Brianna Stewart, Elise Cambage, Jonquel Jones. And when they played teams who have centers like that, it's been a real struggle for them. I think Howard should be back after the break. They've got Rashanda Gray in at the moment, who's doing a really good job. I've really enjoyed watching her, but they need someone else as well. But I've been pleased with, how they've done, and they've obviously come on leaps and bounds from last season. So I think they'll finish in a top 8 position, so they'll be in the playoffs.
Yeah, the progress that they've made has been tremendous. Phoenix and Washington, do you think we'll see those 2 in the playoffs come the end of the season?
So Washington, for me, really depends on who is coming back. Is Elena Deladon coming back? Are we getting Maisha Hines-Allen back? Because you look at the players that they've got sitting on the bench. If they're playing, Washington are up there in that top 4. I think Washington will sneak in. I think they might take the 8th seed again like they did last year, if the roster stays as it does now. If they get Elena Deladon back, Maisha Hines-Allen, probably pushing up a bit further, maybe 6th. Phoenix, Phoenix are doing the Phoenix thing they were doing last season as well. Phoenix team are you getting? But I feel like I don't think we see too much change in that. I saw a strength of schedule recently, and I'm trying to remember who was at the top of it. Let me see if I can find it.
No worries.
Someone had a really tough schedule. I know the Sparks were in the middle, bang in the middle of it with the Liberty. Phil Daz.
That's bad news. That is bad news for Kazi B. Are you telling me that the Sparks haven't had the toughest schedule?
No, but they've lost. They're down 4 players, and they're basically losing 30 points of offense in the players that aren't there. So they're playing great defense. They just don't have any offense. So that's been their problem. So when they get Necker, Shanae, Christy Tolliver, Bria Holmes back, it's going to be a different story. I still think they'll finish as a 500 team. Whether that takes them into the playoffs or not, it could be a tight squeeze. I expect
500 to make playoffs. Right now, 500 is 5th with Chicago. So I would anticipate if you're a 500 team, you should make playoffs. Maybe that's just me.
I'm not Mikey, so I can't do all the permutations of is it possible for them to finish with a 500 record like that.
We'll get Mikey. I just love this picture that I've just stolen from the who are you? Connecticut Sun Twitter. Connecticut Sun Twitter says the sport will always be real for JJ. Court Williams and DB got you. Look at Courtney Williams living her best life. The trust is growing. I'm starting to trust her more. I wish she was on a better team.
Courtney Williams? Well,
yeah,
maybe she would be if they weren't suspending their best player.
They haven't. Courtney Williams is still playing. Like, I don't understand what you're saying.
She's not. I don't know. Here we go. I've got it for you. Sorry. So this is courtesy of we're on Twitter from Snap Wilson at Snap Wilson. So toughest schedule is the Chicago Sky, then the Washington Mystics, New York Liberty, Indiana Fever, Vegas, Los Angeles Sparks, Atlanta Dream, Connecticut Sun, Minnesota Lynx, Seattle Storm, Dallas Wings, and Phoenix Mercury. So Seattle don't really move at the top there.
So are you saying that Dallas have had the easiest schedule?
Dallas Dallas have got the second easiest schedule.
Oh, of games remaining?
Yes, yeah. So Chicago and Washington, the toughest schedule to come.
I see.
They've got the easiest schedule to come.
Oh, okay. That makes sense now. Okay, so Indiana, horrible time for you.
Yeah.
Because you've had your easy games.
Yeah.
Dallas, though, with...
I tell you what, Dallas, though, I'm going to need to see a bit more of Awak Kwe. I'm going to need to get put into some games, please.
Yes, I agree there. But like I said on Twitter the other day, and I stand by it, somebody was very upset that rookies aren't getting minutes. And I understand where you're coming from. But, you know, the question is where they're going to develop in Europe.
Awak's been playing pro in Italy.
I know she's been playing pro in Italy, and she's going to continue playing pro in Italy. She's like 19 years old.
Yeah.
Her ceiling it doesn't exist. She doesn't have.
What about in a blowout now? If you're in a blowout, why are you not putting your players on to get experience?
Have Dallas been in many blowouts?
Did you watch them play the Aces?
No, I meant a positive blowout. You don't throw kids out to the slaughter like that. No, like I don't mean kid in a disrespectful way. And if you take it to mean that, then you're completely misinterpreting me. But no, you don't throw your rookies out to be like additionally slaughtered by arguably the best team in the. No, that's not. No, my God, no. No, just no. I can't disagree with you more. I've never actually disagreed with anything you've said. Really, well, it's not true, but to this extent, no, God, no. Protect the kids, protect the youth. Will nobody think of the children / young basketball players? But no, like I've said it time, I said it again. I'm going to say it again. This is the world is healing. That we're not throwing rookies in to be like, save us, rookies.
What if there's a rookie that could save you? What if there's a Crystal Dangerfield sat there on the bench, and she's like, "Well, I could be turning this team around."
She's not a rookie.
No, from last year. Like, what if she never got a chance last year?
I mean, then fine. If they're ready, they're ready. That's fine.
But how do we know if they're ready? Because they just sat on the bench waiting to get minutes, and none of them are getting minutes.
Do they not have training? Do they not practice? Do they not?
Nah.
Do they not, work outside of game situations? Like, I don't know. Teams. Maybe I'm putting too much trust in people to do their jobs, but maybe. But I'd like to think that these teams know what's occurring with their players. What who's good, who's not. Let's head back to the All-Star game. Yeah. Anyway, so the minutes. I just want to talk about the minutes that were doled out to Team USA players. Breonna Stewart played best part of half an hour. Asia played 20 minutes or 17 minutes. Brittany Griner, 24. Jewel Lloyd, 22. 22 for Sue Bird. That's a lot of minutes, Sue Bird. 17, 14, 15. Nafisa Collier. There were only 2 players with less than 10 minutes. Nafisa Collier played 9.3 minutes. 9.5 minutes, sorry. And Diana Taurasi. DNP. Caz. What do we make of this?
Well, she's injured, isn't she? Taurasi's injured. And part of the announcement the WNBA put out before the All-Star game was that if a player for Team USA couldn't play in the All-Star game, they would be replaced. But whether that will happen or not, who knows?
Whether that will happen, indeed. So let's play fantasy. I'm going to say fantasy booker. I live too much in a wrestling world, my God. Fantasy selection. Firstly, do you think Taurasi should go to the Olympics? Just that's my first question.
Not if she's not healthy, but also no. I would have replaced her with someone else this year. The basketball team seems to be the only one that keeps legacy players. They don't put fresh legs in.
So who would go for you? Okay.
Do I have to pick position wise?
Probably would make sense. But let's hear like free pick and then position wise pick.
So Necker, without a doubt, should be in that Olympic squad. And I think you could. I was actually surprised Ariel Atkins made it over Laney with the way Laney's been playing. But I don't know Atkins' stats as well as I know Laney's, so it might be. If I was to look at them and compare them, it might be more one-sided there.
I will have a quick look at that whilst you continue your thought.
And then I'd put Parker in as well, Candace Parker, because you're picking the best players here. And Vandersloot as well.
Yeah, you can't. She's Hungarian.
I know. Is that the rule, though? Like you said, I'm picking.
Oh, yeah. You can only pick Americans.
Right. I think that's probably. I'd put Parker and Necker in, and Laney. And Arike, but I just feel like Arike's style of play, Team USA wouldn't go for. Just that she's such a volume shooter.
Yeah,
and I think she won't be in future because I think she'll, as she grows and develops, I just think she'll learn to take more calculated shots. She'll still shoot a lot. She'll still be a volume shooter, but the efficiency of them will increase, like you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, again, we've both been in press conferences. We've been in press conferences with coaches and GMs of teams, and especially with Dallas. And the explanation behind why Agumbawale plays the way she does is because that's how she's had to play for this team. That's what they've expected of it. They've just like take the ball and run with it. Rookie. And so I think we're seeing the effects of that for the better, but also maybe a little bit for the worse, as she is going to have to adapt a little bit to playing around better players.
Because whether she can or not, I imagine if you're looking at her, people are like, she's going to shoot too much. Whether she's, puts in another situation, she wouldn't do that. I feel like she's not going to be given the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, she shot a bunch last night. She shot the most shots of anybody on the floor, made the most shots of anybody on the floor, and scored the most points. So
10 of 18.
I mean,
that's not like excessive.
No, I mean, not if they're dropping like that. No, I love Arike Agumbawale. She's the best. She's averaging 20 points a game, 40% shooting, so 39.4%, 35 from 3, 84.5 from the line. So up on every year except for 2020. Oh, hang on. There are 3 years. No. I read the wrong line. Apologies. 38% from the field, 36.8 from 3, her best season so far. 88% from the line, her best from the line so far. Rebounds and assists are both 3. And she doesn't turn over a whole bunch, 1.9. That's her lowest of her career so far.
That's good for how much she handles the ball.
Averaging 18.9 points per game. So, yay, Arike Ogunbowale. I'm all in on Arike going to the Olympics. That should have happened. Betnaja Laney. Pick a statistical category that you would like compared.
Points. I think she's about 17.
Laney averaging 19 points per game. Ariel Atkins averaging 16.8 points per game.
That's interesting.
Roll again.
Oh, assists.
Betnaja Laney, 5.0 assists per game. Ariel Atkins, 3.5 assists a game.
Steals.
We know this is a super reductive way of looking at it, but still, let's just... Steals, 0.5 steals per game. Ariel Atkins, 1.4 steals per game. I like that.
The Atkins one was sort of a surprise. But
Atkins turns it over 2.2 times per game. Betnaja Laney turns it over 4 times a game.
But Laney has the ball a lot more than... it is something that they need to improve on in New York, but a lot of it is going through Laney at the moment. And
Laney plays about 2 minutes more per game than Atkins. But, interesting. Who fouls more? Ariel Atkins fouls considerably more. 3.5 to 2.2. Interesting. I don't know. What does that mean? Does that mean that Atkins is a better defender than Betnaja Laney? Is that what she's in there for?
Maybe.
But instead of DT, but yeah. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Should America be taking Diana Taurasi? Liz Cambage didn't play.
I think that was to do with the Australian national team not letting her.
Yes. That's a funny one, isn't it? The national team were like, no, she's not playing. Because she suited up. She was the first out on the little podium, which was really well done. I thought that was really good. It gave it a bit of the old razzmatazz, this beautiful... it's a thing for a phone. And it's green. This like big flashy lights, camera action, had their name, had some pictures of them. And as they came out, smoke. They were all dancing away, looking very cool. Courtney Williams, just biggest smile on her face in the world. I've turned it. It's completely 180 on me. I'm now a massive Courtney Williams fan. Make a criticism of Courtney Williams. I'll defend it.
Shoots too much.
You're wrong, Caz. She doesn't shoot enough. So yeah.
That wasn't my opinion, by the way. That was just a.
I know. We were doing a bit. It was fun. It's when we do our. It's when we move on to It's when we move on to our sketch comedy show. Betnaja Laney went 2 of 7 last night, scoring 4 points. Ariel Atkins went 2 of 4, scoring 6 points. So, does that mean anything? No, but is it interesting? Yes. Cool. Is Arike Ogunbowale your stat line of the week?
For what? Sorry.
Stat line of the week.
Oh, yeah. Why not? Yes, you can have it. No, West stat line of the week is to the entire Minnesota team who won a game for the first time of any team without shooting a free throw.
How do you not? As in, they didn't take a single free throw?
That's right, yeah.
How the hell do you manage that? How do you...
Nafisa Collier asked the very same question.
Yeah.
As did many other Minnesota players.
No.
Yeah, they beat... I've forgotten who they beat. The Aces, I think it was. 77-67. Without a single free throw.
That's so wild. That's ridiculous. No, that's ridiculous. I don't understand. And frankly, I don't want to understand. Don't deserve understanding.
It'd be a quick game to watch, though.
That's a very good point. That is a very, very good point. Now, your favorite basketball player. Who is your favorite basketball player? Is it Necker?
Yeah.
Well, so Necker, McKay, was like, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to the Olympics. Team USA, they're snubbing. Let's go play for Nigeria. You know, I'm here for it. So play for her native Nigeria. This is reporting by Ramona Shelburne and Michelle Vopel. So she petitioned FIBA to go and play for Nigeria. That has been declined due to substantial involvement of more than 10 years with Team USA. Wasn't she like, well, how many World Cup winners medals does she have with Team USA?
Oh, I don't know that. I don't know the answer to that one.
I think at least one, possibly two. What do you make of the decision of her not being able to play for Nigeria at the
I don't think
Olympics?
I can say what I think of the decision because we try to keep it, nice and clean here, don't we?
Okay, so without swearing, without going all Mikey Spice on us,
I think it's frankly ridiculous, and it also goes against the Nigerian Basketball Federation have appealed, and it goes against the goal that FIBA have that you can play for the national team if it would lead to substantial interest and be of benefit to the country and growth in basketball in the country, which having Necker play for the Nigerian team would do. So they're going against their own things. There's an appeal out there at the moment. I don't know how long that takes. There is something in the wording that says something along the lines of she can essentially play until after the appeal, I think, is heard. So maybe she just hops on the plane, goes and plays, and he's like, "Look, we'll deal with it essentially." Yeah, but it's just I just feel for her. She's just been screwed over at every step of the way because I thought the difficulty she might face would be with the Team USA releasing her, but they've done that, and FIBA so the Nigerian Basketball Federation said FIBA have done this for other players in other countries, similar scenarios, and it seems disingenuous to not do it for Nigeria.
I find it really interesting because, like, my gut reaction is no, this is completely fine. Like, she shouldn't be able to just up and play for Nigeria. No offense to her. Like, I don't want to. Or Nigeria, but you've played for 10 years for your national team. You have been the poster individual for your national team. Like, you can't then go and play for this other national team. That's not how international sport works.
Why not?
It's not how. Pardon?
It's her heritage.
No, I understand that's her heritage, but she chose she chose to play for America first. And yes, it'd be the same. It would be the same. I'd be having this exact same conversation for any player in world sport. I just want to make that abundantly clear.
But players do.
If Gareth Bale, let's just make it about men's football. If Gareth Bale, after living in Spain for however long, Spain were like, Gareth, we want you to come play for us, and he's like, sure, I'll go and do that. And then FIFA turn around and go, no, because you've played all this time for Wales, then fair enough, you can't have that argument. Same with Cristiano Ronaldo. He's there representing Portugal. He's the best thing on sliced bread for Portugal. And then he turns around and goes, oh, I've played in England. I can play for them. No. And that makes sense to me. I think the rules around just flip-flopping countries just seems... I don't like it. But
change and go back, is it? That?
Who knows?
Nah.
But next World Cup, next European cycle, next Olympic cycle. So she turns out for Nigeria at this Olympics, and then doesn't play for Nigeria again until the next Olympic cycle, and then America, and then she's like, "Oh, I'll play for America now," and she's not played for 3 years.
Anyone at the Olympics yet? That's the difference. If she had represented someone at the Olympics, it'd be different.
I see.
But she hasn't represented a country at the Olympics.
The IOC rules only require an athlete to be nationalized by the country they're competing for. They can compete for a different country 3 years after they competed for their previous country.
So she last played for Team USA at the World Cup in 2018.
Yes.
which is
Now,
3 years.
so by that rule, she can.
Yeah.
And like I said, initially, I was like, I mean, I like the attempt, but no, obviously, this is ridiculous. Now, looking at that rule, which in and of itself I think is a little bit weird, but whatever, it's the rule. And also this idea that sorry, where's it gone? Where's it gone? Oh no, where's it? That quote, that line that you said
About the growth of the game.
Yeah, so one of FIBA's pillars of emphasis currently is the growth of women's basketball worldwide. Well, one of the best players in the world being able to represent the nation of their heritage on the Olympic stage is definitely going to tick that box. Fine. And yeah, no, I think
it's a mistake. It's a mistake for eyes on basketball. It's a mistake. They're missing a massive opportunity if they don't do it.
Yeah, I think I'm here for it. I'm 100% here for this, actually. I really want to see the Awumike sisters, all three of them, because I think Chiney and Erica, they are part of the Nigeria setup. There's no issues with those two, right?
So Chiney's the nationalized player, and Erica has gone with the Nigerian team.
Yeah.
She's never played for the USA.
She's never played for USA. Now, who else is it? Is there somebody else that's trying
Elizabeth Williams is in the same situation.
Yeah, that's the one. And I think she was rejected.
Yeah, they're in the same petition for both of them.
So I'm here for it. Why not?
They should both be on it.
But I can totally see why, after playing for somebody for a decade, and an international level, it's your national team. It's different to club sport.
Yeah.
And if you've literally won a World Cup with somebody, that's more than if you've turned out a handful of times, or been in selection camps, or been a junior. But if the rules are there, if there's that massive loophole in it, just take it. Especially if you've been done over by Team USA like she clearly has. Why not?
Exactly.
All three sisters received different decisions from FIBA, says David Smith. I mean, possibly, but one of them's always played for Nigeria, Erica. I don't think she's certainly never played at senior level for USA. Chiney, has she ever played at senior level for USA?
Don't think so, but I could be wrong.
Whereas Nneka has been on the poster for Team USA and has won a World Cup gold medal, which, again, that I think at some point along the line that kind of has to matter.
I don't think it does. It's not it's an Olympic issue.
But it's still under the auspices of FIBA.
Yeah, but I don't think it counts. It's my opinion.
Which brings me to my next question / point of, is the Olympics the pinnacle of international basketball?
For women and the exposure and opportunity, I think it brings, not for the men's team.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. As David Smith says, Erica was not naturalized until after her 18th birthday. Oh, say again, sorry, Caz.
The platform it offers and the money and the sponsorships and things. There's no bigger platform than the Olympics for women's basketball.
Whereas for men's international basketball,
the NBA is a big enough brand in itself, isn't it? For me.
But I'm just talking about international, as in country versus country.
So I think there's a difference between men's and women's. Men's, is more universal.
What do you think is bigger, winning an Olympic or winning a World Cup?
A football World Cup, or
no, basketball.
Oh, an Olympics.
Yeah,
Olympics is the pinnacle of sporting thing. Apart from your domestic league thing. As a sports person,
it's bigger than your domestic leagues.
Yes, if you, as a sports person, if you've got the chance to go to the Olympics, that's it.
I don't know. I think I hold the FIBA World Cup above the Olympics.
That's cool.
That's just me. It's just me. Hey, it's just people. Hey, we're just having a conversation. You know, get off my case. You show you these pictures from 1938 again. We are going to look into this more because this intrigues me. So I think that basically covers everything that we had, really. Not heaps going on. We've got WBBL news sort of trickling out, but nothing particularly juicy. There was talk about schedules and such like, but there seems to be gaps in that, so we'll talk about that properly down the journey. Teams aren't really announcing players just yet, so if you could all please get a wiggle on with that, that'd be really helpful. And we have the Olympics coming up, which tip off next Sunday. Did you say
opening ceremony is next Friday? First basketball games next a week on Sunday.
A week on Sunday. So that means that we need to get swatting up, Caz, and do one of our famous run-throughs of what is occurring at this competition, which should definitely be the name of a series that we have. So before we go, Katjom is running, cycling and swimming at Ironman this weekend for the Multiple Sclerosis Society. All the information, if you want to donate, is down in the description to this video. So that is taking place this Sunday. It is let me see if I can remember this off the top of my head. I think it's a 3-kilometer swim with a 2-meter drop into the water, which sounds not fun at all. Followed by, I think it's 180 kilometers on a bike, followed by a marathon running. So the average time it takes people to finish Ironman is 12 hours. So absolutely.
What? Say that again.
Yes. 12 hours.
No. Would you like?
What's she thinking? She's thinking winning the National Basketball League playoff MVP twice, winning the NBL Cup, winning the WNBL D1, winning the WBBL just isn't enough for me. I've got to go and absolute beast all of this.
I mean, good luck, Kat. I mean that sincerely. That didn't sound sincere, but I sincerely mean that. Wow.
So yeah, you can check out the link. Just Giving. Oh no. What has happened here? I've butchered. A link has been destroyed somewhere. Right, need to fix that. So I will fix that. I will put the link in the comments after this has finished. Probably. I do apologize. I went to go and find some more information. But yeah, if you're able to donate, it's going to an amazing cause. And what she is trying to do is just absurd. So big shout to Katrin there. And also just a huge thank you, as always, to our sponsors, Notch, the Mark of Achievement. Check out their website. Look at the basketball collection. They've got some beautiful Notch bracelets. If you have... So for me, for example, I own a Notch bracelet. That's how I got involved with these guys. I bought myself a beautiful pink Notch bracelet. I got some gold, what are they called? The notches, the charms. And I got one because I had finished Couch to 5K and I was really, really proud of that achievement. And I wanted to commemorate that. Now what I do is I get one for each sit where I'm going to working backwards. Get one for each season of commentary that I've done. So I've got one that says Anglia Ruskin University 2017. I think that was my first season. And I've got one for my next season. And I've also got the cup final that I commentated. The playoff final that I commentated for Anglia Ruskin over Reading Rockets for the National League. Because that was one of the proudest days of my entire life. I wanted that commemorated on a snazzy pink bracelet with a shiny gold thingamajig. So They're awesome. Check them out. Check out the basketball collection. They've got loads and loads of stuff for you if you are interested in that kind of thing. And that is all from me, Kazi B. Have you got anything more?
No, that's all as well. I think we've covered it.
We absolutely have. This has been a real whistle-stop tour through the world of women's basketball. Again, there's not heaps been going on, but there's heaps around the corner. We've got the Olympics starting. We've got the Paralympics after that. The new GB training tracksuit gear looks. Friend of the podcast, Robin Love, absolutely styling and profiling that. Looks awesome. Really excited to see here in action at the Paralympic Games in a couple of weeks' time. And yeah, that's pretty much it from us for today. We will catch up with you again next week. Not necessarily on Thursday. Apologies. Show mascot Bronny is not having the best of times. Kazi B, very quickly, where can people find you on the internet?
Oh, yeah. On Twitter down there. Tweeting about NECA.
Is that all you tweet about? You just like NECA?
These days, basically, yes.
All NECA, all the time.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Can't argue with that. I am also on Twitter. That's the wrong thing. There it is. I'm also on Twitter at Awaits Touch. I don't remember the last time I tweeted. Maybe it was recently. Maybe it was long ago. Like I say, things are kind of quiet at the moment, and that's okay for right now. We'll be back in a couple of days. Thank you as always. Any questions, any comments, and make sure that you check out Catherine's Iron Man. The link will be corrected in the description at the end of this. It's an amazing course. Get involved, and that is going to do it for us. We'll talk to you after a while.